Hello everyone, this is MC Deck Discussions and I'm Obby Small, and today we have another demo play where I'll play a few rounds here, or a couple of rounds, and we're going to start off with the initial round here. So what we have is Bucky Barnes, also known as Winter Soldier. So as a reminder for those who don't know, on his alter ego side, cybernetically enhanced, he has this action: spend one resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for a cybernetic arm, put it into play. And then over here on this side, after you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. All right, so get back to alter ego side. We've set up here against Expert Klaw, and it might seem a little strange for me to show a play against Expert Klaw, but I actually think Expert Klaw is a pretty decent challenge, and there is a reason why Expert Klaw is amongst the ones that I like to play against, because I think he does provide a nice variety of challenges, including I actually have an expert house rules. Some of you know about this already, and that is if I don't have a Masters of Evil minion who shows up as the first minion that I have to face, then the card that I discarded. So those are, when you have to discard cards. Let me go back to the setup here. So on the setup, you first search the encounter deck and the network side scheme, reveal it, shuffle the encounter deck, right? So these are back out here. Then you discard cards from the encounter deck on this side until a minion is discarded, put that minion into play, engage with the first player. So if it's not a Masters of Evil minion, then what I do is I go ahead and look through the encounter deck, find the first Masters of Evil minion, and put that into play in place of whatever minion that I got out. And then I just shuffle the deck, shuffle the minion that did come out back into the deck. In this case, I did get a Masters of Evil minion, so I didn't have to do that, but I thought I'd mention that. So, and I do that purposefully because I want Expert Klaw, to be at this certain level that I'm facing, so that he is on the more challenging side when I'm in Expert, because I am trying to test my decks here. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and see what we can do to start off with. So notice we have Face the Past, Cybernetic Arm is in our hand, Black Widow, Concussive Blow, Safe House, and Nick Fury. So a lot of good choices, actually. All right, and I'm going to hold on to my cards. I often don't, I can't even think of what it's called because I don't do it very often. That's the word. Mulligan. I often don't mulligan, and I'm not going to in this case. All right. So what I am going to do, though, is get Cybernetic Arm in play. So it says I can spend one resource of any type. I'm going to spend Cybernetic Arm. So putting it over here. And then now I can search my deck and discard pile for Cybernetic Arm and put it into play. So I used it to put itself into play. All right. I'm assuming that's legal. I don't see anything wrong with it. There's a cost arrow there. I did the beginning part, and then I was able to follow through with the rest of it. So I think I'm in good shape. Let's go ahead and flip over to the hero side. And I'm probably going to attack. Yes, let's go ahead and attack for 2 damage against the minion, Tiger Shark. And then Tiger Shark can be a challenge, by the way. So notice that he has a forced response after Tiger Shark attacks, giving him a tough status. So it's really good to get rid of him right away. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Face the Past right away. So Face the Past, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for my Nemesis minion and reveal it. So let's take care of that. So my Nemesis minion right over here, Crossbones. And he has Quick Strike, so he's going to go ahead and attack me for 2. And forced response after Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, place 2 threat on the main scheme. So obviously that part didn't happen. And then now I can do the rest of Face the Past, ready your hero, and draw 3 cards. So ready my hero and draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. And then Face the Past is removed from the card game. So let me get the out of play area. It says OOP over here. That sounds for out of play area, or out of play. So I'll put Face the Past over there. All right, so let's see what we'll do next. Okay, looks like we're going to get plenty of card draw on our first turn here. Let's go ahead and get one way or another. So search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that side scheme, draw 3 cards. Okay, so let's find a side scheme in the encounter deck. Side schemes right here. And search the encountered decks. Yeah, so we do get to search it. So I've got 2 choices here. Let's see. So the first one, when revealed, discard a card, so Masters of Evil minion, and whereas this one, when revealed, place 1 extra threat here. So I'm going to do Illegal Arms Factory. Put that one into play. Comes with 3, and then I need 1 extra threat on it, so it comes with 4, and it does have this hazard icon, so we're going to want to take care of that. Let's go ahead and shuffle the deck. All right. And now we have finished revealing the side scheme. Now we can draw 3 cards. Let's see, how can I do this without them loading up on top of each other? Here, I'm going to put it right here for now. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is a card in my hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it sideways. And I don't like the way they pile up on each other when it gets too big. So I'm just going to handle it that way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get Nick Fury into play next here. So we'll pay with this double energy. And I think I'll pay with the Winter Rifle as well. Oh, I did forget to show off what deck I'm using. Well, after I finish playing my turn, I'll go ahead and show off the deck that I'm using, because I can get Winter Rifle back. So, but I'll go ahead and show that in a little bit. So 2, 3. I'd like to be able to get this into play if I can, and this, and the Safe House. Okay, so I'm going to pay these 2 energy plus the Winter Rifle, okay, and plus the Safe House. And I'm going to go ahead and use those 4 resources to go ahead and play Nick Fury. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's go ahead and get Skilled Investigator into play so that when we defeat these, we can get some card draw that way too. And I think I'll go ahead and get, yeah, I'm going to use Concussive Blow and the Winter Armor to get one of these skilled silent infiltration cards into play. So it's a preparation after you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card, ready your hero, and confuse an enemy. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Cybernetic Arm, as well as we'll go ahead and use the other silent infiltration to play Electrical Discharge, deal 4 damage to an enemy. And we're going to go ahead and do that damage right here to Tiger Shark, defeating Tiger Shark. And that'll trigger Winter Soldier's ability and remove 2 threat from a scheme. So let's remove 2 threat right there. Okay, and that doesn't, we don't have to bother with the stun. So let's go ahead and discard that card. And then now that's going to trigger, my bad. I meant to attack because this is going to ready my hero. So I meant to attack with Winter Soldier here first and do 2 damage. There we go. All right, so now we can ready our hero and we can confuse an enemy. We're going to confuse Klaw. Okay, and that is the confuse token. This pink token right there is the confuse token. All right, so we took care of that. All right, so let's go ahead and attack with, attack with Nick Fury for 2. And also attack with Winter Soldier. Excuse me, I didn't mean to put that on. For 2 more damage, and that defeats Crossbones. And then now we can remove the other 2 threat from here. And that defeats Illegal Arms Factory. And now that triggers Skilled Investigator, and we can draw an extra card. All right, and we could actually get Winter Mask into play. Wow, we actually could have used that already probably, but man, I sure would like to save Black Widow to get another attack back out. So as much as I'd like to get that into play, I am actually going to hold on to Black Widow and Winter Mask. And let's go ahead and ready up, draw the rest of our hand. All right, and then let's go ahead and show off that deck. Let's get this ready too. So here's the Winter Soldier deck. All right, so it's called Mission, Infiltrate, Investigate, and Eliminate. So it's a Justice deck with 42 cards in it. And the name of the deck comes from because we have actually 2 copies of Infiltration in the deck, as well as he comes with his own silent infiltration, so Infiltrate. And then Investigate, because we have Skilled Investigator, and Eliminate, because that's what we plan on doing to our enemies. All right, and so let's just quickly go over the deck the cards that I've added to the deck. So we have Agent 13, Agent Coulson, Mockingbird, Nick Fury Sr. Note that all of those are shield traded, and so is Black Widow. And then for our events, we've added Clear the Area, 3 copies of Clear the Area, 2 copies of Concussive Blow, Face the Past, 2 copies of Infiltration, 1 copy of One Way or Another, and Winter Widow Soldier Spy. And then we have 2 player side schemes, Build Support, which is meant to get out Helicarrier, and if Helicarrier happens to already be out, we can use it to get Government Liaison. And those cards, of course, are meant to the Government Liaison, right? You can play a shield card from your hand, reducing the resource cost by 1, so that can help to play Helicarrier, possibly, and it can help play our allies here. And as long as I'm over here, I might as well mention we also added Avengers Mansion. And then for resource cards, we have the Energy Genius Strength and the 2 copies of Power in All of Us. And then for our upgrades, we have Skilled Investigator and Under Surveillance. All right, so a pretty straightforward deck. First deck, though, where I'm personally using Infiltration, which seems like a particularly good deck for this. And I wanted to add Concussive Blow to get more possibilities of, first of all, dealing extra damage, so get some extra attacks, but also being able to confuse the enemy so that we can go down. So we have that gives us 2 confuses here, and then also the silent infiltrations allow us to confuse the enemy as well. All right, so let's get back to the play here. All right, and we'll go ahead and show Klaw's first turn, and then after that I'll come back later when the kit is set up, and do some final round or 2. All right, so let's go ahead and add 1 threat here. And then Klaw's going to attack, and he gets his 2 boost cards. The boost cards always come out at an angle if you haven't seen this before using DragnCards. And we're going to defend with Nick Fury, and he takes 1 damage there. Klaw has one attack, so 1 more damage here, and 2 more damage there, and so that's enough to take out Nick Fury. Discard those cards, get an encounter card out, flip that, and we have another side scheme. So with 3 threat, when revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a Masters of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. Wow, we are getting minions like crazy. All right, let's get another one. That's not Masters of Evil. There we go. So now we have Melter. Let me double check. Yeah, it has to be a Masters of Evil minion. And we have another acceleration token, which we already had 1 to begin with. Let me put these near each other. And so we should have put 2 threat on here to begin with. All right, so that's it for now. And hopefully we'll be back later to show some final round or 2. One thing is, I just noticed I have an error here. I never did put Concussive Blow back in my hand. And so Agent Coulson shouldn't have come out. But if I had remembered I had Concussive Blow in my hand, I would have played Winter Mask. So I am actually going to do that. So I'm going to get rid of Concussive Blow and get Winter Mask out into play. Okay, so Winter Mask has this hero response. First of all, we gain the spy trait, but also after you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask and draw a card. So I am going to put a token on here. So I like a particular token that I like putting on is an acceleration token. For me, that represents like exhausting it to draw a card. It accelerates basically our own turn. So that's what that is, as a reminder to myself. I like using reminders because it's too easy for me to forget to do things. That's also why, by the way, I have Skilled Investigator out here instead of over on my own side, is because it helps to remind me that when I defeat these, that I actually need to draw a card. So that's the way I play the game too. When I play it physically, I actually put Skilled Investigator near the side schemes, near the schemes, excuse me. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and so now that's it. And now that I corrected that, we do have, 4 cards in hand? So we actually need another card. Okay. All right, so that changed quite a bit because the Concussive Blow, I guess I never should have done that where I put Concussive Blow up here. So I'll have to remember that for the future, that's not a wise thing to do. Okay, so now that fixes things up, and I'll be back later. All right, we're decked out pretty decently here, so let's see what happens in these next rounds. I think we've already played our big attacks, actually, so it might take a little bit to finish defeating. Let's see what we have in our discard pile. Let's see, we have one metal punch, two metal punches. We have one more metal punch left with 14 cards left. All right, so we don't have Black Widow currently out, but we can get Black Widow out, so I like that. So let's see what we get with Avengers Mansion. And that draws us a card. And just to clarify some things that I have out here, so you'll notice I have Skilled Investigator up here. So when I see side schemes up here, it's easy for me to remember to draw a card. And then I have the Winter Mask next to this minion to remind me that when I defeat the minion, then I should activate Winter Mask and draw a card from that. Oh, also note that Klaw has high-tech armament in play. I should probably mention what all's in play. Right. So we are on the second main scheme. So if that trigger, we would lose it, and it has an acceleration token on it because just went through his deck just a little bit ago. And then we have this high-tech armament is attached to Klaw, and it gives him +1 ATK. I have to a hero action. I can exhaust a character I control to discard this card. And then, so that should take care of the cards up here. And over here, you can see I have Winter Rifle. This 2 damage represents that it increases my attack by 2. And then this is a reminder, this is a little reminder token for myself that it also gains piercing and ranged. And then we have, as you already see, Avengers Mansion, Helicarrier, Government Liaison, and of course the Cybernetic Arm. And we have Agent 13 and Agent Coulson out in play. And then here are the cards that are in my hand. All right. Okay, so we might as well take care of attacking with Winter Soldier and defeating the Weapons Runner. And that way it removes threat here. And it also triggers this card draw, so we can see what else we end up with in our hand. And then let's go ahead and use Government Liaison to decrease the cost of a shield card, and we're going to go ahead and play Black Widow along with this strength. Oh, do we have any cards in our discard pile? We do. Okay, good. I was looking to make sure we have attacks. All right, so and then we'll use not the strength, we'll use yes, we have to use this one. So we use the strength to play Black Widow, and then that allows us to return an attack event from our discard pile to our hand. And let's go ahead and look at just the events. And if we look at our attack events, we can get Metal Punch. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and use Helicarrier and the Silent Infiltration to play... oh, sorry, I didn't need to do that. I just realized. Because I have the Power Null. I wanted to play Winter Widow Soldier Spy, so I'll just use the Power Null of us and play Winter Widow Soldier Spy. Okay. Put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So we'll deal 4 damage here, bring him down to 6. And let's go ahead and put a preparation card from discard pile into play, and we have a preparation card right there. So now that's into play. And note that this preparation card, if I defeat an enemy, discard this card, ready my hero, and confuse an enemy. So we have that in play now. All right, and then let's go ahead and use Cybernetic Arm plus Helicarrier plus Clear the Area to play Metal Punch, and dealing 7 damage to Klaw, therefore defeating him. And that's done there. But now, after you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card, ready your hero, and confuse an enemy. Okay, that's the confuse token there. And so that goes away. And now let's finish off by having Winter Soldier attack for... Oh, wait, he's defeated. I got to finish that. He's defeated, so he comes back out. We still have this in play here. Okay, and so he has a toughness, right? And nothing else special. Okay, good. All right, so now we'll attack with Winter Soldier, and we'll do this for 2 extra damage for 4, but it also gains piercing and ranged, so that gets rid of the tough and does 4 damage, bringing him down to 18. Okay. And then I think I would like to go ahead and get rid of this, exhaust a character I control. So I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Coulson, and that will be able to discard this card. And then let's go ahead and attack here, even though it's only worth 1, dealing 1 damage. But that allows us to get Helicarrier ready. And we will go ahead and use Helicarrier plus this card here to do Electrical Discharge, which will deal another 4 damage, bring him down to 13, from 17, by the way. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and attack with Black Widow, dealing 2 damage, bring him down to 11. All right, so let's get these cards ready here. And these ready, and draw up to our hand size. And interesting, we have a couple of arm blocks. Huh. Okay, I think the game's about to be over here. So let's see. We've got put another threat, and let's go ahead and attack. So 2 boost cards. And we only have 6, but we will go ahead and use Cybernetic Arm to play Arm Block. And that will allow this, give an extra damage to it. Oh, I forgot about that on that other card. Okay, so yeah, so that deals 4 damage. So from 11 down to 7. And we will take no damage from this attack. So it's 2 damage plus exhaust each ally you control. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe the game won't be over after all. And then if this deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. Unfortunately, it does deal damage. We don't take damage, but it does deal damage, so we exhaust our hero. So that was rather awful, actually. All right, so that gets rid of this arm block. And then now he gets his encounter card, and now we could actually be in trouble. Let's see what we get. Either spend those 3 types of resources or exhaust every character we control. Well, we're already all exhausted, so that actually ended up being about the best card we could draw for an encounter card. All right, so can we be able to finish this right now? But you know what we can do? Okay, so very interesting. I wouldn't mind drawing some extra cards, though. Yeah, let's finish this off. So we'll go one way or another, and we'll go ahead and search the encounter deck for a side scheme. All right, let's see, side schemes right here. And let's see, Defense Network, Immortal Claw. Yeah, I'll just go with Defense Network, actually. Okay, shuffle the encounter deck back up. So that puts, and we have to, it's revealed, we put an extra, extra threat on there. Okay. All right, and then we'll draw 3 cards. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, pretty nice. All right. Oh, and I haven't drawn a card from Avengers Mansion yet, so let's do that. Oh, Concussive Blow. That's pretty nice. Okay, we'll go ahead and use Government Liaison and Helicarrier and Safe House. And so that's 1, 2, 3, and then one of these Clear the Areas to play Nick Fury. And we'll go ahead and draw 3 cards for that. And there we go. There's Metal Punch. And so we can now just finish this right away with Metal Punch. So we'll go ahead and use Infiltration and Clear the Area and Nick Fury Sr. to play Metal Punch, dealing 7 damage and defeating the defeating the villain. And let's see how much extra damage we would do. So if we do Nick Fury, we would do 2 extra damage. And we have this Electrical Discharge, so we could play that to deal an extra 4 points of damage, so we do 6 points of damage on top of that. Okay, so there you go. There's the deck. Plenty of card draw in it, plenty of resources available, and had an answer to every question that Klaw gave us. So, and it looks like he has an encounter card here. Wait a minute. I actually don't understand why that encounter card is here. So we revealed this card already, and he didn't have an extra one, and we didn't go through our deck, so he shouldn't have an extra encounter card available. So, because, you know, it'll put that out automatically if we go through our deck, but we still have 21 cards left in our deck. Oh, we've played a bunch of cards and we have 7 cards in our discard pile. So we probably did go through this and it dealt us an extra encounter card as that happened because we just drew a bunch of cards, right? Okay, all right, so that's how that came out there. So I thought, oh, did I miss the encounter card on my previous turn? No, I did not. That just came out because we did go through our deck. We have 7 cards in our discard pile and we went through a lot of cards there. So hopefully that's not a mistake. I'll certainly find out when I go to watch it. But in any case, hope you enjoyed the demo play there. Have a good one, everybody.